Good evening, afternoon, whatever it is in your time zone. Welcome to the WeAreLuck.net coverage of West Lakeland Conference baseball action here at Luck Baseball Diamond. Luck Frederick boys taking on the visiting Grantsburg Pirates. Dennis Anderson to my left, and yours truly, Marty Messer, will be covering today's action. And the weather today is great. When I left the house, it was 65 degrees and sunny. And so spring may show up by the 4th of July after all. It's been so cold and on spring light that the geese nesting along Butternut Creek have been wearing down jackets. So maybe we'll finally see some spring. I'm going to talk a little bit about Grantsburg here as we have the pregame meeting at home plate with the coaches and the umps. Grantsburg plays in Division III along with the Luck Frederick team. Grantsburg enrollment is 258. They're coached by longtime Pirate icon Pete Johnson, who I believe, Dennis, and you can confirm this, played for a certain Mr. Dick Pepper.
Yes, he did.
Back in the days. And Dick obviously was a great coach of baseball.
I think he was a perfect hand-picked selection.
Yes.
To replace the legend.
I think you're right. The Pirates come in today's game with an overall record of 1-8. They last played Monday, taking a 15-14 loss to Baldwin Woodville down at Baldwin. In conference action, the Pirates are 1-5, and that conference win came against Unity, who they beat by a score of 14-5. In an earlier matchup with Luck, the Pirates lost by a score of 11-1 in a game played back, believe it or not, on April 8th at Grantsburg. That was a long time ago and a lot of cold weather. Here with the stats for Luck is the voice of the West Lakeland Conference, a graduate of St. Croix Falls High School who played hardball for the Saints, coached the Saints baseball team, coached hoops at Unity, was AD at Unity, and for many years was on the radio with Kurt Meyer covering area sports teams. Mr. Dennis Anderson, it's great to be back on the web with you, big guy.
Well, you know what? I've missed you. It's been a long time, and the decision was easy to come back to We Are Luck, I'll tell you that. Well, the Luck Frederick team is coached by Ryan Humpel. He's a tremendous son-in-law also. He played for the Hall of Fame coach Mark Gobler in Amory. His overall record is 4-4. They won a 9-8 extra inning victory the other night at Turtle Lake Clayton. A lot of highlights in that game as Riley Reynolds hit a grand slam. Levi Jensen hit a 3-run homer. And even the most exciting play was Derek Hendrickson throwing the potential winning run out at the plate in the bottom of the 7th by about 5 inches to continue into 8 innings. So a great throw by Derek Hendrickson. In conference action, Luck's 3-3, tied with St. Croix Falls and Unity for second, behind the defending conference and state champ, the Webster Tigers, who are 7-0 in conference play. Today's pitcher will be Levi Jensen, who usually catches. His brother, who's usually at shortstop, is the catcher. So they have a nice little trio of pitchers and catchers between Gage, Wyatt, and Levi Jensen. So Merlin Hibbs has really been coming around as of late, the center fielder. So if he can contribute along with Derek Hendrickson and the top 3 batters, it'll be great. Hitting through the first 6 games, the Jensen brothers, Levi and Wyatt, are hitting at .467. And the defense is sporadic. Sometimes they'll come up with the most dynamic plays, and then sometimes they'll just drop an easy fly ball or a foul ball, and you got to stay away from the extra outs. They did defeat Grantsburg the first time around, 11-1, but since then Grantsburg is playing very good baseball. Winning a game against Unity Eagles and also playing within 5-4 of St. Croix Falls the other night. So it won't be as easy as we thought the first time around when it was 11-1.
Well, we've got Mr. Jensen throwing to Mr. Jensen, the brother. That is truly a Danish Brotherhood act. Working behind the plate and pitching today, taking their final warm-ups before we get started here. So.
I told both pitchers, throw strikes. It's nice for us in the booth, but it's still, as nice as it is outside, the wind's a little chilly. And I was talking to the geese coming in about, it's the economics is not good because even the price of down is going up.
Down is up.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell. I don't know if we have our nesting osprey. The osprey typically nest in the light standards here of the football field, and we're in the booth. I haven't seen the osprey, but typically this time of year they're nest building up there, and they don't exactly appreciate all the people running around in their nesting zones. So.
I think it's about 2 weeks before playoffs. This is the first game on Lux Field, and it is in great shape, great condition. Coach Humples put a lot of time and effort. They did the seeding in the fall, and then it got cold right away, so it didn't grab hold.
Didn't take hold. Well, let's see. We've got Dane Jensen, number 25, second baseman leading off for Grantsburg. First pitch, I believe,
right down the middle for strike one.
Is a called strike one. Good way to start.
Well, I was wondering how long it would take, since I'm using pen today, to make a mistake. And I put the teams on the wrong side. So that didn't take long.
Well, we can handle it. Fouled down the third base line. Coach Johnson almost made the play down there for the Grantsburg Pirates.
It's amazing when you take Pete Johnson and Dick Pepper to think of who the coach was before those two. I mean, to have two coaches in, 50 years maybe?
Yeah, that goes back hugely. Strike three, ball in the dirt. Did he call that?
Called it a foul.
He called it a foul tip.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dick Pepper's an alumni of St. Croix Falls.
Really?
I think so.
Well, you would know. That's your people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Ball hit up the middle. Second baseman boots it.
Yeah, and that's what I talked a lot about the other day. They flashed the leather pretty good, and now a very easy ground ball gets between the wickets.
That's a freshman kid out there, Braden Eder, playing at second, number 12. So that's an error.
E4.
E4. Sterling McKinley pitching tonight for Grantsburg, second batter. Steps in against Levi. Want to point out to our streamers at home, we have all kinds of wonderful graphics, and thanks to our tech wonk here. Ooh, pitches in his eyes.
Yep.
Swing and strike. But Aaron Argus does such a great job with the technology, and we've got we've got balls and strikes and score and runners on base. It's really a nice production compared to last year, Dennis, when we occasionally would get around to giving a score after five people would remind us, "What's the score?"
And sometimes we'd even move the camera.
Sometimes we would. A little high.
I think that's ball four. Yep, it is. He swung at that high one, and Bill Schroeder of the Brewers the other night said it best. A high pitch is like a cupcake. Easy to eat, but not good for you. Yeah. And that's kind of like a high pitch. Easy to see, but not good to take.
Runners on first and second, nobody out. David Nelson, the right fielder, wearing number 1 for the Pirates. Infield pop-up.
Infield fly rule in effect.
Gage Johansson, shortstop for the Cardinals, takes care of the out. So we've got one out. And cleanup hitter Thor Johnson playing first base. I believe this is Pete's son.
Yep, it is Thor. And they just got a double steal here. Why his throw was a little off.
So that moves runners up to second and third with only one out, and Thor Johnson.
That's a good move because that takes away the infield fly rule.
There's a strike.
That is a big strike zone.
He's a tall guy.
He's got some legs. Those things are long.
No, he came by it honestly. He's got some wonderfully tall parents.
Both very good athletes for Grantsburg, too.
Oh, Deb Allman Johnson what a great volleyball player. I mean, she went on and played volleyball at Eau Claire, and as a basketball player, I believe they played in the sectional finals for a place to go to state. I want to say her senior year. That was Bruce Teagan's.
And I want to say she's a southpaw.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Yes, she is. Good genetics.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And-
there's the one. There's that cupcake.
And Levi needed that strikeout because one out, runners in scoring position, just about any hit
That's right.
will score a run in high school.
Luke Anderson, left fielder, number 11, steps in with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Jensen out of the stretch. Called strike 1.
Well, for a high school pitcher, Levi's got some pretty good zip on that ball because from catcher to second base is about as good as you're going to get.
Up the middle.
That's going to
Should score two.
Oh, no.
That was not a good decision by the center fielder there.
No. So that's a single. He takes second on the throw. Well, they already look like a better team than the first time I saw them, Marty.
No, that was a big hit. 2 RBIs.
And it was a legit hit. It was up the middle. Nobody
Yes, it
could
was.
get to it.
It was clean. Cardinals find themselves down 2-0 here. Things were looking good, getting that second out. And it's that third one that you got to... Ooh, another error, and another error.
And then they throw it home again.
And that's going to the fence. This is going to score another run.
And the circus is on. Wow. That was ugly, Marty, in every aspect.
Yes, it was. They just kept running around the bases nonstop. That was Quimby, shortstop, scoring the 4th run for the Pirates. At the plate, this is Ben Johnson, DHing today.
There's 3 errors on that play.
Trouble.
The wind is bad today.
Trouble. Extra base hit to right field.
And they can't even hit the cutoff man today, Marty. And Luck beat a pretty decent Turtle Lake Clayton team the other night.
No. Fast starts are important, and right now, momentum is surely on the side of the Pirates. Ben Johnson with a solid double to right center field. He's on second base with 2 outs. At the plate is Matt Kotke, center
So
fielder.
what happens here is these lower end batters are getting confidence that everybody's hitting the ball, so they're going to go up there swinging with confidence.
Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes.
And I'm surprised at how much contact Grantsburg had against Levi.
Yeah, they've hit him. It hasn't been cheap at all.
Well, you know, they say just put the ball in play, let them make a mistake, and they have. I believe it's 4 errors already this inning.
Too many. Talking to Coach Humpel the other day, that was a concern. He said, you know, our defense needs to take charge and make the plays that we're capable of making. Whoops.
Ooh, that was close, but now you start to worry about throwing it into center field again. And
2-2 to Kotke. Ball is high. Steal at third, and the runner is safe. Stolen base.
well, they're taking advantage of Levi not being behind the plate is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, they have 2 games tomorrow, so I'm assuming it'll be Wyatt Jensen and Gage Johansson pitching tomorrow.
Strike 3 ends the inning. A merciful ending. But not before Grantsburg puts across 4 runs.
Yeah, that was not the best inning for the Cards.
1 runner left on base. And so Grantsburg sends 8 hitters to the plate, scores 4 runs in the top of inning number 1.
Yeah, like you say, fast starts are confidence boosters.
Everybody feels good about jumping off to a lead like that. Then you play relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, that's so important.
Well, the last time they played, Grantsburg gave up 16 walks.
Uh-oh.
So if they're even close to the strike zone today, where they have to swing the bat, Luck's got a lot of work to do.
I see young Mr. Vilstrup, Brian Vilstrup, the former Frederick Viking pitcher, golfer, player, athlete, is the assistant to Coach Johnson.
Oh, okay. I thought I recognized the guy, but you just don't know.
Yep. His mom was a Jarek, Lori Jarek. She graduated in '79. And then Tom Vilstrup is Brian's dad, and I'm relatively certain he's a Luck grad as well. So two Luck alums, parents for the assistant coach at Grantsburg.
I like when these young kids stay in the game. I just wish we could get more of them to officiate.
That's the missing ingredient. Talking to the base ump a little bit before the game, he's he's almost the same age as I am.
Yeah, he told me he's 70 years old.
He'll be 70 in August.
Wow.
So.
And he's never gotten a state tournament, which is a shame. 50 years of umping baseball.
Wow.
And he's never had a state tournament. You got to reward these guys, WIA.
Leading off, number 4, catcher, freshman Wyatt Jensen. What a great freshman athlete.
Oh, boy.
This kid has been just outstanding. Football, basketball, now baseball. What a gifted athlete as a freshman kid to come in and make the contributions that he has.
He sure helped get him to the sectional final in basketball with a 20-point half.
Count is 1-1. Coach Humple down in the third base coaching box. There's a good rip. Leadoff hitters aboard with a solid single to right field. Gage Johansson, wearing uniform number 2, playing shortstop tonight.
I've got my second mistake, Marty.
Uh-oh.
I'm doing the bottom row instead of the top row on hits and stuff. Ain't changing now.
We'll have an in service tonight.
Holy buckets.
Following tonight's
I
game.
hope I'm not the teacher.
Took off at first, unsuccessful. Thor Johnson, tall, lanky first baseman over there.
Yeah, you're going to have to throw it off to the side to get a wild pitch because it's going to have to be pretty high to go get over him.
In the dirt, catcher makes a nice play on that low outside pitch. Looked like some type of a breaking ball.
Well, we talked pregame, Marty, about the solid position of catcher in this conference with Levi Jensen, John Wheel of St. Croix Falls, Hunter Gustafson of Webster.
There he goes. What have we got? Called the balk?
Yeah. Usually if you're going to steal like that, you get a base and it's a balk. Don't you get another one? Because I think that's how it goes on an overthrow.
Apparently that's not what they're ruling here. And we can't dial up Major League Baseball to have the consult in New York the other night with that ball that Keane dropped in the outfield. That was sad.
How about the beer dumped on Brownie's head?
Oh,
No fan interference on that.
two balls and a strike to Johansson. Fouls one down to third baseline. Evens the count at 2-2. Nobody out. Top of inning number one. Grantsburg up 4-0. You know, we were always wondering last year what to call these kids. Since these are all luck kids, this is the Cardinals as far as I'm concerned.
That's absolutely right, and it's. I don't want to get into that, but too many good players in Frederick not to be out for baseball.
Ball in the dirt.
Did Steve Jensen have some teams or what?
Yeah, Steve. What do you have, like 19 years of coaching at Frederick?
Yes.
He had some nice teams.
Oh.
Ball is high. Yeah, he said he coached you.
Who did?
Steve. Was he coach at St. Croix?
He coached for Frederick.
But I thought he said he was a coach at Frederick.
When I played, yes.
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 Yeah.
There's a base on balls for. I think we're in for a long game today, Marty. Just telling you.
I don't have any evening commitments to speak of, so. Levi Jensen pitching today. Normally you see him in the catcher's equipment, but today.
What did you call that catcher's equipment earlier?
The tools of ignorance.
Oh,
Ooh, that one's ripped. Uh-oh, he's going to score him.
And now he's going to go 3 here. But and if he wouldn't drop the ball, he'd have probably had Levi. He'd had Levi sit and duck at third base.
Levi with a double, I think. You got to give him a double on that?
And I think it's an error on the catcher dropping the ball. Well, 2 of them are back. And no outs, runner at third.
Halfway home.
And you wanted to call it a game already.
Riley Reynolds of Grand Slam notoriety. Number 13, first baseman, junior.
So what do you think he ordered at Denny's that next day?
Who's that?
Riley Reynolds. The Grand Slam breakfast.
You're too quick for me, Dennis. You're absolutely straight. Okay, count is 1-1. Still nobody out in the home half of inning number one. Grantsburg up 4-2.
Well, somehow, some way, they got to get Levi home. They can't leave a runner at third with nobody outs.
Ouch.
And Riley's 2 swings have been real weak. You would think he'd have the confidence after blasting one.
It looked like it was a little tentative.
Yeah.
I mean, his swinging is, he's not fully committed.
Even that one was kind of weak. It's 3 quick strikes.
There's a K. Stepping in, left fielder, number 8, Derek Hendrickson.
This is a kid that's been hitting the ball hard. He's laced a couple of singles that have been just rockets. There's the cupcake pitch.
Yeah.
Bad for you.
Easy to see, tough to hit.
Here comes the squeeze. And that's not good.
We know Coach Humpel likes that squeeze.
There's a case where you throw your bat at the ball, you do whatever it can, foul it off.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I think I'd have waited another pitch or two because he's been hitting the ball pretty good.
Yeah, both of us know that that's not something that's unusual for Coach Humpel.
Boy, that first couple of years, boy, he did it constantly. Even when you knew it was coming, they put it down.
He likes that. He likes that squeeze. That was a dead-out squeeze. That was not a safety squeeze.
No.
He was coming full bore.
And on the safety squeeze, well, it's easy to second guess, but a safety squeeze would have been a better situation with the way everybody's throwing the ball around.
Popped up.
Out of play.
I think that was Jake Jensen making the play in deep foul territory. They had hustled after that one. There it is.
And
there it is, huh?
I don't want to say anything.
You don't want to say you told me so, but you told me so. Hendrickson singles to right field.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball well. I'm just a little surprised at that.
Keeping the inning alive, and Dominic Caroon playing third base, number 15.
Boy, if he were to get a hold of one. He's hit some long foul balls.
This is a guy that works hard in a weight room. My goodness.
Give a lot of credit to Trevor Dexter that's been helping the baseball program. Boy, he knows where the weight room is.
Yeah.
Man.
Dom had a great fall with the football team.
Boy, did he ever. Nice wrestling season also.
Yes, yeah. Ball one, strike one, 2 outs. Runner on first. Dominic Caroon at the plate.
He talked about Dominic at the wrestling meet that night. He wrestled well, won his match, and I said number 54 had a good football season also. But 2 days later, I saw his grandma in the Dallas house, and boy, she couldn't thank me enough for talking about him.
Absolutely. Yeah, a special group of athletes in luck at the present time. We'll look back on this years from now.
Yeah.
I probably won't remember because I'll be in a fog, but really, I mean, runner-up state championship in football and sectional finalist in basketball, and they've had a lot of success. Out of play.
I'm a little surprised you don't try to steal Henry here. Get him in scoring position. You know, this catcher doesn't let many balls get by him either.
He's done a good job knocking him down. If he doesn't get him in the glove, at least he's.
He doesn't quite have the arm of Levi or Wheel or Gustafson, but boy, he can block just as well as those guys.
Called strike 3. Backwards K in the book. And so we got 1 inning in.
Well, at least they got 2 back.
2 runs. 1 runner left on base. And so we go to the top of inning number 2. And leading off will be the number 9 hitter, Connor Dentine. The pronunciation, Dentine. I hope that's correct.
And he's the catcher.
Yep.
Well, Connor's a good backstop.
Number 8, Yogi Berra's number.
They were talking the other night about the retired numbers of the Yankees.
Oh my goodness, they're all the single digits.
Well, yeah, and then it goes up, to the higher ones. They're not going to have any numbers left for some of these players.
Who's number 1 for the Yankees? Is that Billy Martin?
Yep. and he's not up there.
Number 2.
Jeter?
Oh, yeah. 3 is Gehrig, right?
Yep.
4 is Ruth?
Or is it the other way around? Ruth was 3. Gehrig was 4. And then, I know Mantle was 7.
How about Maris? He was 6. 8 was Berra. I don't know. Oh, number 9. Maybe Maris was 9. Maris was 9. There's that. There's our pair of Osprey flying around.
Oh, this is going to be a hit.
Pop up, pop up, pop up. Yeah, it finds the grass. Base hit to right field by Connor Dentine. Grantsburg showed up.
Yes, they did. They're
looking to swing the bat.
I thought maybe there might be a little intimidation factor with Levi on the mound, but I think they'd rather have him on the mound than behind the plate.
So far, that seems to be the case. Back to leadoff hitter, Dane Jensen. Oh, that's a hit. Is he going to third? Hello. Dentine goes to third on the base hit by Dane Jensen. Sterling McKinley, my bad, walked in the first inning and scored a run. Number 10 is their pitcher.
I got to believe the guy's going to steal here within the first 2 pitches.
High strike 1. There's a jacket over there if you want to wear my jacket if you're cold.
And there's the second pitch, and there he goes. I don't see the Humble boys here yet chasing foul balls, but they'll be here.
They'll be here. You know that. Is that Bentley over there behind the dugout?
I thought it was there for a second, but I don't think they're here yet.
I think that's Bentley. I think he's here.
There's a good pitch.
Had a good time. Called strike 3 for McKinley. 1 down.
Yeah, that's Bentley in his yellow jersey. Poor little geezer. They're sending him to Bethesda, Maryland to see if they can't find out what's wrong with him.
Dave Nelson, number 1 right fielder, popped up to the shortstop on an infield fly rule in the first inning for an out. At the plate.
I think he's going to go here in the next pitch or 2 again. Foul. Out of play again.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pete hasn't sent him down. If nothing else, get him hung up in a pickle.
Well, and especially the way Luck has been throwing the ball around.
There he goes. And the old throw it to the shortstop, cutting it off.
That doesn't work very often anymore. I haven't seen that work in years. You know who coached one of the best pickoff moves in it ever was Clyde Coonsey. The pitcher would step off the rubber and fake the throw, and the second baseman and first baseman and pitcher, they'd all run like they were chasing the ball to the fence. Well, the kid would take off thinking, they're all going for the ball, and then they'd throw it to first and get the out. It was amazing how many times it worked.
That sounds like Clyde. A little edge.
The first time they did it to me, I got to admit, I was fooled. I was looking, where'd it go?
Thor Johnson steps in, a strikeout victim in inning number 1. The bases are loaded here. Nobody out. No, there's one out.
Yeah, the strikeout.
There's one out. McKinley struck out.
The bases loaded here.
We need a... Coming home.
Well, at least least they got that one.
Yep, they got one.
A lot of kids would have just stepped on, or just threw it home without stepping on first. So that was a good play by Riley. Three unassisted by Riley Reynolds.
Luke Anderson, left fielder. Singled in the top of the first. Singled to center. That's easy for me to say. Singled to center and drove in 2 runs.
Well, if they can, again, cut the damage to just the 1 run here. But it seems like if Grantsburg puts it in play.
Yeah, we're having trouble making the defensive play in the field. Low, 1-1.
And then I think Levi feels the pressure where he has to do that. You know, I got to strike them out or they're going to score.
Yeah. And you want your pitchers pitching to contact. They can't rely on strikeouts. Although if you're a hater, maybe you can rely on strikeouts. Although he's getting hit.
Oh boy! Well, I think they just shut their eyes and swing as hard as they can and get a home run. It's either a home run or a strikeout lately. Oh boy!
Trouble.
Foul.
Foul ball.
Good hustle by Hendrickson out there. Just not high enough in the air.
One ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if we can put him in the book here. 2-2.
Now, the way he hit that last curveball, he would see nothing but heat the rest of the time.
Just missed a little low.
Wyatt's doing a good job trying to frame, though.
Count is full. Runners aren't going anywhere.
That's
Popped up.
play. Good at bat if he does something with it. Otherwise, right now it's a battle. Luke Anderson and Levi Jensen. Luke doing a lot of falling off.
Held up on it and gets the walk.
Well, the bases are
Jam loaded.
Well, Quimby hit it to the shortstop and Gage made the air last time. That was when the circus began, I believe.
There's a strike. Quimby, the shortstop for the Pirates, scored in that last inning.
Now it's 0-2, so got him right where he wants him.
Give him some of that cupcake.
Put it right on the black.
Right up in the, about the shoulders. Go up the ladder. He went up the ladder, but that was a little high.
Went up to the eyes instead of the shoulders. Oh boy.
That was close. He thought about it.
Yes, he did.
He thought about it.
I think so did the ump.
2 balls and a strike. Ooh.
Should be full count.
Is it full?
There's 0-2 on him. Now the lure will be in motion.
Everybody's going to be moving.
I heard somebody else say throw heat. Trying to keep him a little closer. All he has to worry about is throwing a strike, and then his fielder's got to worry about the rest.
Ooh, that was really close.
Even the batter didn't know if he should go home or not.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, he's at home. That wasn't us. We're not home.
Run scores on bases loaded walk. And Ben Johnson, the DH, who had a double to right center.
Well, there's a reason he's a DH. He can hit the ball. 6-2 now in favor of the Pirates.
There it is. And 1-3 to end the inning without further damage. So
that time they only sent 7 to the plate instead of 8.
I've got 6 runs on the board.
I got 6 also. 6-2, Grantsburg.
There we go, 6-2, and Cardinals come to the plate.
Well, the lower part of the order here has to set the table. Gibbs,
Hibbs, Eder, and Hutton.
if they can set the table for Wyatt, Gage, and Levi, then I think they can have some trouble. But they need to put the ball in play just like Grantsburg's doing.
Yeah. Yep. Force them to make plays.
And I'm sure they don't want to use either pitcher for tomorrow.
No. Although, well, I mean, tomorrow game are total 2 non-conference games, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
We got St. Croix Central, I think, and Bruce, right?
Yep.
Coming in. And we will be broadcasting those games tomorrow. I don't think it's on the schedule, but we will be covering both of the Luck Invitational baseball games tomorrow from the park here. I think the first one is at 9 o'clock, and I think, is the 9 o'clock game St. Croix Central?
Yep.
So we will be joining you tomorrow.
Boy, I hope I can get out of bed by then, Marty.
Right and early. Well, usually I'm about good for a nap by that time. I'm up early, but that's, time for a pre-noon nap, so.
Oh, you know what really hurt me is when the Brewers went out west. Ooh, that one way high.
Houston, I have a problem here. That's not Merlin Hibbs. Did they change the batting order on us without?
I've got Merlin too. They bring that card up. That looks like Dawson Van Meter.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the one that says.
That's definitely Dawson Van Meter.
Yeah.
Another high one. But Merlin's in center, so I don't know if they just dropped him down.
Well, we'll see.
Big cut.
Yeah, here it is. Dawson Van Meter is playing in right field. And Hibbs will bat 9th.
What about Edger or Eder?
He's right where he's at.
Okay.
Was that a K, a swinging K?
Yep. No, looking.
Looking K, all right. Van Meter goes down and strikes. Braden Eder, second baseman, number 12, steps in. Fouls the first pitch off.
Somebody must have showed up late, or... Because usually Dawson plays second base and has done okay there.
I don't know, but we did find another lineup card here. The first lineup card obviously was incorrect, so we made the change.
Ooh, boy, some weak swings here by the Cards tonight. I don't know if he's got that good a curveball or...
Just been kind of bamboozled. I don't know if they're... he's mixing speed to the point where they're off balance.
Even that swing was just...
That was not a sound cut. Here comes Merlin. Merlin Hibbs, number 7. What's Van Meter's number?
Van Meter was...
19?
Yep.
Dawson had a nice year in football and a nice year in hockey.
Good cut, but it was out of the strike zone.
Merlin finds himself down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fouled back. Got a piece of that one.
All the cars have been safe so far with all the foul balls. Yeah, struck out the side.
3 Ks.
There's my third mistake, Marty. I put it in the same first inning column.
By the 15th of May, we'll have this figured out. And so the Cardinals failed to put a ball in play in inning number 2 and find themselves down 6-2.
The sad part is, like the umpire told me today that he thinks tournaments are May 16th, which is what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, in a way, it was fortunate that the kids were able to make that trip down to Boston, and play a couple of conference games down there.
Yeah, easier said than done. You were down there freezing.
I know I wasn't.
Oh,
I was watching you on TV, though.
Ooh.
Well, not on TV, but on the Chromecast on the TV down at Jay's. We were down. That was Easter weekend, and we were down there for a Brewer game. We saw the Brewers win. Yelich hit 2 taters.
I was down there the first weekend and saw the 2 comebacks. The immaculate inning I also saw.
The second one he hit was really well hit. The right fielder just turned and looked up. He never even made a step backwards. He said, "We'll see you later." How far up there is it going to go? Number 26, Matt Kontke, who struck out in the first inning, leads off for the Pirates. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Kontke playing center field. A little high. 1-1. Evens count.
Wyatt's trying to frame him. But it's hard to frame them on their way out.
Yeah, it's difficult. 2 balls and a strike. A little low.
Now I'll put it right between it.
There he is. Out of play. Ooh, that almost got a car.
Got it on the bottom, on the ricochet. Should be good.
Should be good.
I see Gabe Chenell down there. Speaking of the Chenells, Leo is doing a fantastic job down at the Badgers. They both might be starting.
Yes. That was on Bleacher Report. They said he had one of the best springs of anybody in camp. And Jimmy Leonard was just so impressed with his athleticism. And
not just a weight room warrior.
No. He brings it. He brings it every play, and he's putting in his time.
See, I want this phenom, this Graham Mertz, to be a 4-year starter.
Yeah.
Leo intercepted him twice the other day in
Yes,
practice.
He did.
Well, I don't know. That strike zone seems different. Unless they help you out, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is kind of the teen catcher. Singleton scored a run in the second.
Boy,
What's wrong with that pitch?
I don't know. That's what I mean.
What has happened to our strike zone here? It's becoming
You would think an ice cream gets a little bigger.
becoming a toaster.
You know, Levi asked him one time where it was. Ooh, it hit him on the move. Boy, that's worth some points.
All right. That's a bonus.
Why is that funny to everybody that the ball hits a car?
Everybody's saying it's not mine. Shortstop, Johansson to first.
Got him.
Nice stretch and scoop by Reynolds. 6-3, 2 outs. In the third inning, leadoff hitter Dane Jensen, second baseman, who has scored twice already for the Pirates. Dane Jensen. You think he might have some Danish heritage?
Oh, boy. That was the first thing I thought of to myself when I read Dane.
He should be playing for the Cardinals.
Yes. Dane Arg did.
Did he go? Yep.
Yep.
Called strike. 1-1.
It is 1-1.
2 outs.
Just a shade high.
Left-handed hitter. That's got to be a strike.
Boy,
And
that
it
was right down the pipe.
You could say right down Wisconsin Avenue.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
In luck, it's right down Park Avenue.
Well, the Brewers have been throwing down Parkett Avenue.
Oh, man. They're the best batting practice starting pitching in the majors. Popped up foul.
Looks like it'll get out of play.
Aaron Argus, our techie over there, got a little nervous somehow.
Yeah, got a little nervous. And we're going to switch.
Operating on a pitch count, and that's obviously what are the cutoffs for
100.
But I mean, in terms of he can come back and pitch tomorrow. Is it like 49, 39?
Well, that's a good. I don't know.
There's different levels, and I should have made a note on that. That's what happens when you get a retired basketball coach up here doing baseball games.
Who's he got coming in, Merlin? I didn't figure he'd go to Gage or Wyatt.
That's Merlin, I guess. Number 7, I think that's Merlin Hibbs' number.
Yes, it is.
So Merlin from center field will come in and pitch, and Levi will move to second, and I'm thinking that Wyatt will play center field. That's my guess. He's in the outfield.
A bit overcast with the sun behind, trying to burn off that cloud, but people still have their blankets and coats.
Yeah. Fishing opener. Tonight at midnight, you going to be out there, Dennis?
No. I used to.
Did you really?
All the teachers used to head up to Ray Castellano's cabin.
Oh.
Does that mean the Nurture relays are on? Because we always had to wait for Morris and Chemist.
They had to finish up practice and games and. I don't think I've ever. I mean, I used to fish openers as a kid. Trout season was a big thing, and we had a Class A trout stream in the backyard. So it was trout fishing, but since I came up to Luck here, 45 years ago, whatever it's been, I've not gotten up at midnight to go down and.
Yeah, I remember one time I was out in the boat with a bunch of the teachers and couldn't reel my rod in. I was wondering, what the heck, I got a fish or what? My eye holes were all frozen.
Ice stuff.
Jeez, I was like, what am I doing out here?
Probably not catching fish, but.
No, I don't. I think I caught one bass, and I was the bass master because I was the only one that caught one.
Number 7, Merlin Hibbs is also a Luck Frederick Grantsburg, and I think Siren is part of that wrestling co-op. He's a wrestler.
Yeah, because it looks like legs,
in the winter months.
but it's LFGS. They had some nice wrestlers.
All right.
He only comes in with the bases empty and 2 outs, so all he has to do is just get 1 out.
What's the count on Jensen? Does he inherit a count? No.
I thought he did.
I thought there were some pitches thrown. That's in a gap. Yep. Finds the green stuff out there.
For goodness.
Long single in the left center.
Well, he went after the first pitch, which is, I think in high school, is unusual. Usually you make him throw a strike or see what he's got.
And just get some timing down. Get a sense for. And out number 3. That's Sterling McKinley grounding out 4-3 to end the inning. Finally, the Cardinals get through an inning in the field without giving up any runs.
Well, Merlin came in and threw 3 strikes.
Bottom of the 3rd, and we return to the top of the lineup. Wyatt Jensen, now in center field, will lead off.
Now, since it's the top of the order, I think it's pertinent that they get some kind of action. Gee, who'd you hit?
Nobody. I found the grass out there. I hit the green stuff.
When does the Thursday comedy show start?
Thursday comedy show.
Your golf stuff.
Oh, it hasn't started yet, and I don't know. My back is not good. I went and had another adjustment this morning. I don't know if I'm going to be swinging any golf. But no, that is. You're right. It is a comedy tour. Although Draxler, I think, is with the Heistroms. He and Colleen are with the Heistroms touring Europe, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did they go to Italy, I think? So.
I have no desire to go over the pond.
Well.
None whatsoever.
Sue and I went there over Easter break. We went to Spain over Easter break, my first year in grad school. And, I mean, it was fun. We had a good time.
I mean, I would love to go to Australia and see kangaroos out and about. And I'd like to go to Africa and see, go through one of those wildlife drives, to see lions.
Safari out in the bush.
But I don't know if I could handle a 24-hour flight or an 18-hour flight.
Yeah, we flew on a 747 that was maxed out. It was sponsored by the Wisconsin Alumni Association, and I was in grad school in Milwaukee, so we had alumni and students from both Madison and Milwaukee that were on the trip, and it was just Jam City. It was a good time. Wyatt Jensen singled in the first and scored in the first. First pitch is high, ball one to start off the third inning.
He's been known to go a little high once in a while, but nothing has gotten by the catcher. Again, solidifying that position in this conference.
There we go.
Boy, that looked like a good pitch.
That was a little high, though. A little high. I mean, he's been squeezing that high pitch a little bit, I think. So you're gonna have to. There it is. Nice swing. Fouled off.
Nope. Over the cars.
Missed that pitch by about 3/8 of an inch on the bat. I wonder if you're using a metal bat, do you have to worry about hitting it on the label? Or there he goes.
Oh my gosh.
It's a long way, but
Center fielder has it. Boy, they really had him played well, didn't they?
yes, they did. That was a nice hit. Well hit ball.
They were playing him to pull. The center fielder was
Just
way over there in left center.
kind of glided over there.
Gage Johansson, who walked in the first inning and also scored a run, steps in. Pounded that one. That could be out of here.
It is.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Johansson tees off to left field.
Well, that might inspire these guys.
Cuts the lead.
Nothing but smiles by his players at Mom and Dad. They're trying to hide smiles, but
You think?
Mom's not doing a good job. Kyle, there's a little smile on his face. Look at Mom. She's just proud as a peacock, and she should be.
She should be. Heck yeah.
Mike Morris always used to go get that ball and then give it to the parents of anybody.
Oh, really?
Home run, yep.
That is a neat tradition.
Yep.
That's special.
He was kind of a special person, Mike Morris.
Absolutely. Levi Jensen steps in.
Well, the lead is cut in half again.
Yeah, Levi had a double first time out and was out trying to score on a suicide squeeze in the first inning.
Did you think that ball was out when he first hit it?
I wasn't sure, but it carried well. I don't know.
The swing looked good, but the sound of the bat didn't sound like it was. But then when I looked at the guy with his hand on the fence, I thought,
Yeah.
oh, there's a rip. This is tough to catch. Oh, he did catch
He
it.
found it. He found it.
It was kind of drifting away from him, too, so
Lines out to right field. 2 outs for the Cardinals and Runnels.
oh, both the Jensen boys hit it hard. Nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's right. But maybe it's a good sign that they're timing it and
Well, those two can hit just about any pitching in this league.
Riley takes a called strike one. Outside corner.
I even saw Wyatt hit off Hunter Rosenbaum from Webster, so freshman hitting off him is pretty good.
This pitcher's got good velocity.
Yes, he does.
He's got good velocity, and he's around the strike zone for the most part.
Yeah, he hasn't walked too many.
Has he walked anybody? I don't have a walk on.
Gage,
There we go.
the first time.
Second batter.
Compared to 16 walks the first time. And maybe this guy wasn't available that first time.
That's true. Breaking ball that didn't.
Yeah. Went too wet. Mm-hmm. Are they pretty good? I guess I'm not around.
Oh, this one's high, but I don't think it's deep enough, no.
No, drop it.
And he got it. So some deep flies this time.
Yeah, they're timing him out. So the Cardinals, via the Gage Johansson home run, put up a run in their half of the third inning.
Well, that's pretty good. They have 3 different kids that have hit home runs. Reynolds, Levi, and Gage now. I don't think too many teams can boast that. Maybe Webster, but I don't think they have 3 different guys.
I wouldn't know.
I would think Rosenbaum, Washburn, and Gustafson. Hey, Gustafson, I think he's a D2 ball player.
Really?
And I think he missed a football game to go to a baseball camp.
You know, that's again a strong run of athletes for Webster.
Okay, as long as we're on a little break, we can talk other sports. Where are the Hauser brothers going to go?
I'll tell you, if I were them, I would go to Uva. I'd go play for Tony.
Well, you know, I can see that if you want to win, but the Wisconsin boys, his girlfriend plays for the Badgers.
I know, she's a volleyball star.
Brad Davison's dad played with Hauser's dad up at UMD.
I know the connections.
And from what I'm hearing, it's Michigan State.
Really?
And that would have been my 4th pick.
I would not have thought that Izzo would have.
I thought they'd be too tough on. I heard they didn't like getting, screamed and hollered at by Wojo.
Well, I'm purely speculating, but I just found it interesting that once that guard said he was coming back, Howard.
Yeah. I don't think the ball was shared enough.
About 2 days later, the Hauser said, "We're out of here." So I'm thinking that I don't know.
You're not the only one that said that.
I might be reading too much into it, but David Nelson, right fielder.
Going to face Merlin Hibbs.
Bats left, throws left, in the dirt, ball 1. I would love to see him play in at the Kohl Center. I think they would fit, and I think Wisconsin's going to go back to more of the traditional swing offense, pop-up, center fielder, Wyatt Jensen.
Ooh, almost snow cone that one.
One is it for the out.
Well, I hope so, because to be quite frankly, it was pretty boring against Oregon. And they got beat.
But I mean, as good as Happ was, it really stunted the offense because, I mean, he had one thing he could do, and that was score from 2 feet on in.
As good, like you say, as good a player as he was, I think they're going to be better without him. Just because I think the ball's going to, people are going to say, I got to score or shoot.
And I mean, the success that Bo had with pick and pop with his bigs, he always had big guys that could
shoot the ball,
could step out and shoot that 3 ball, and
oh, there's another nice play.
Eder
comes
up with a ground ball, 4-3 for out number 2. Thor Johnson makes out number 2, and Luke Anderson, left fielder, steps in. Luke has a single and walked, driven in 2 runs, and scored a run.
And he was a very good football player for that Grantsburg team.
This kid was? Mm-hmm. Oh boy, that was a 55-foot curveball.
He might have been the quarterback, but he did a nice job. See if Merlin can get the first 1, 2, 3 inning here.
Boy, that'd be extra special. Cardinals need to shake the cobwebs out of the bats and
foul ball.
It must just be a 2 thing, like 1 thing. But also we might not do that right either, so. I'll pull up for the hours. We'll go talk to him and be like, as soon as we're done.
in the dirt.
Seems like it's getting dark early without that sun shining through those clouds.
Yeah, it's not as nice as it was when we showed up here earlier in the day, that's for sure. Ooh, just fouled the first baseman.
That ump being 70 years old had a hard time getting out of the way. Good thing it wasn't right at him, huh? He said he's going to listen to our broadcast when he gets home.
Good.
So he said we couldn't talk bad about him.
Okay. I think he's from Hayward.
Oh, I thought he was from Spooner.
Maybe Spooner. You're right. I thought he worked at the Dodge dealership once upon a time up in Hayward, though. I could be wrong on that. And the Dodge dealership back in the day was owned by, Jerry Larson's brother-in-law or Jerry Larson's brother? I can't remember which. Ooh, there it is.
Yeah,
Took a little off.
1, 2, 3 inning.
Merlin works out at a stretch even without runners on base. I don't know if that's by design or if that's preference, but
You don't see a 1, 2, 3 inning in high school very often.
no.
Sometimes, yeah. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth in a very slow-moving game. 6-3. Think Boss is listening?
He should be.
Well, because he's not doing Grantsburg baseball.
That's right. I thought maybe you'd come down and critique us and tell us everything we're doing wrong.
Yeah, he's watching.
He's watching. All right, straighten up, Marty.
Okay.
That was nice of him to send that $500 bonus. You didn't get yours?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Yeah, I can hear him say, "Don't be saying that, Dennis. He'll think you're telling the truth." I never tell the truth, Bob. Unless it's a scoop, then I tell the truth.
Oh, yeah, scoop. We don't want to cover that scoop.
No. Or your other comments that you put on there.
And Grantsburg has flashed some good gloves, at least in the outfield. We haven't hit a whole lot of ground balls tonight.
You know what? I saw him the first time. Well, I was texting you and Bob about the score.
Yep.
And I honestly told my son-in-law, it's the worst Grantsburg team I've ever seen.
Really.
And Pete has done a masterful job.
They've tightened it up.
They're going to start drinking. They can't.
When you get 10 run by a team and come back and you're leading them 6-3 in the fourth, you've done some things right.
Derek Hendrickson steps in for the Cardinals.
I know what that is.
Derek singled to right in the first.
Number 2.
By the games that I've been at with Luck, he's always hit the ball hard. Unless he strikes out, of course, then he doesn't hit it hard, but
Lined out to the catcher. There he is. Another pop-up. Who's got it? Second baseman. Ooh, a little ice cream.
there you go.
One out.
Well, it seems like both teams have settled down a little bit, and they're not playing the circus music anymore.
You can hear that calliope turning in the background. Swing and a miss. Caroon steps in. Dom struck out.
Dom's back foot was almost the first base by the time he was done swinging.
Took a called first strike his first time up. It looked like a good pitch. I think he called it a ball.
You did? I think Bob Euchre would say just a bit outside. There's a little Bentley. He's a handsome little guy. He's gained 1 pound in 2 years.
Oh, he's been battling lots, though.
Oh, boy.
I sure hope that the National Institutes of Health can get a handle on his situation and not only know what it is, but be able to successfully deal with it. And
I agree. Boy, it just hurts to look at him sometime. But when he's feeling well, he's a little kid. Boy, he runs around. And that's what makes it so sad when he's sick. He is down and out.
there.
Right through the wickets. You're going to have to put an E on that one, but put it in play.
Caroon reaches first on an error by the third baseman. E5.
That's what you got to do.
Dawson Van Meter, who took a called third strike his first time out.
He's already telling Coach Humple for football they're all going to have mohawks. The linebackers are going to have mohawks.
Oh, really?
With mullets.
Oh.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Bring back the mullet.
That was, I don't know if he did have, if he had his foot off, that's fine, but kind of an awkward looking move.
Oh, good swing.
Yeah, it's very good level cut.
Van Meter was right on that pitch.
Usually he's got that uppercut. But that time was level.
Dawson wearing Robin Yount's number 19 for the Cardinals.
Who wears 19 now for the Brewers?
Nobody.
Because you know why, don't you?
It's retired. Isn't it?
Well, yeah. Is that the reason? Because I thought nobody remembered Robin. They're all young kids.
1982 was a long time ago.
Yes, it is. I was still in college. My 6th or 7th year of college.
Hey, college was the best 8 years of my life.
Yeah, but you're a doctor.
No, I wasn't a doctor. There wasn't a medical school in the country that would have me, but Van Meter looking to.
I'd like to see him butcher this baseball.
Ooh.
You get that one? Butcher?
Yes. I got it.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it. What was it, 1948 World Series, Enos Slaughter scores from first on a single to win game number 7. So there's a Slaughter term we could throw in along with the butcher.
Think Bob gets it?
We'll have to send him a text after the game.
His family's a butcher. Ooh, and he's called out on strike.
Another looking strike 3. Well, Braden, it's time to step up and make it happen here with 2 outs.
Yeah, I'd send him running or something unless he wants the top of the order to.
Braden struck out swinging in the second.
The catcher's arm is not that of a Levi, so he's got a nice lead.
I think that's,
Obviously, they're worried about him. Nice pickoff move. That was very close. Nice little pitcher here for Grantsburg.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job.
I'm impressed with this Grantsburg catcher as far as a backstop. There's nothing that's gone to the screen.
Oh, you're right, Dennis. Another good catcher in the West Lakeland. Ooh, out in front.
Like Coach Humple's done a nice job with the new backstop, the new facing of the dugouts.
Looks great.
It does. He's done a nice job. Lawn is mowed.
Infield looks great. Get that grass growing.
That pretty dead grass out there, nice brown. Mixes in with the pretty green.
I like to scout the infield like this rather than the full dirt infield. You know, I like seeing some grass out there.
Did you ever play in an all dirt infield on a windy day?
That's all we had back in my days.
Your mouth felt like a dump truck. You a little surprised they're not running, testing his arm or anything?
I don't know. Maybe the scouting report is such that you don't steal on a kid. I don't know.
Ooh.
Count is full.
Picked out a little dirt up on that one.
Count is full. I think he's going to be moving on this pitch.
Oh, boy. Go out on the limb, why don't you?
I'm out there.
That's why you steal.
It puts him in scoring position. Karun moves to second on the base on balls. And Merlin Hibbs, now pitching, can really help himself out with a little bit of a bat magic now.
He did strike out last time up. But things can change.
Good rip at it.
Ooh, just missed the motorcycle.
Ooh.
That's a fancy one, too. Ooh, that was right down the pipe.
Right down the pipe. Must have been looking for something else and in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Number 9 batter at the plate. Again, another stop by that catcher. That didn't get through.
Yes, a back and dive to his right and backhand.
Yep. Kept it from getting to the screen, kept the runners from moving up. Runners get to second and third. A single scores them both with 2 outs.
And he took a third strike.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got him for 7 strikeouts in 8 innings, or 8 innings in 4 innings. So he's doing a nice job putting the ball over the plate. And the Cardinals put a runner on base, but failed to score in the home 4th inning. So we come to top of 5. Grantsburg leading 6-3.
Well, what's the chances Merlin gets 1, 2, 3 again?
Well, we're moving down to the 6, 7, and 8 spots for Grantsburg. So
Gotta admit, he's throwing strikes.
he's throwing strikes.
And the top of the order will have a chance to cut if they can keep it just to 6-3.
Yeah.
And you got your 2 leading batters.
Bring the big guns up and
Yep. And the home run hitter.
make it happen.
So your 2, 3, 4 man have hit home runs this year. Just what they're supposed to do. Did you ever hit a home run?
No.
I didn't even hit a home run in softball.
No.
Good hit for me was fly ball past the second baseman.
Best I ever did, I bounced one over the fence for a ground rule double. My brother was a home run hitter. I think I've told that story last year. Grandpa Messer used to give dollars for home runs when we were playing in Little League in Babe Ruth. I never collected up any. And my younger brother Mike, he would hit several. It seemed like in every game. So here we are. Quimby, shortstop at the plate.
Ooh, boy.
Swing and a miss.
He was trying to imitate Gage's hit, I think.
Quimby reached on an error in the first and scored and walked in the second.
If I could be up to this side.
A little low, 1-1 is the count.
You know, you watch Levi catch, and it's just like, I mean, he just flips his little wrist and goes to the, you know, just unbelievable how he handles the pitchers. Strike 2. like your haircut.
Swing and a miss.
Merlin's got it going on.
Quimby goes down swinging.
Two in a row.
Ben Johnson, the DH, steps in. Ben had a double in the first and was out. Grounded out to the pitcher in the second inning. 1 for 2. Ben is the DH. Up the middle. Deflection just enough to...
Yeah. Merlin, that's an infield hit. Merlin fields that. It's an easy play. So what do you think of this new velocity speed off the bat? Isn't that interesting?
It's, everything is metrics and measurables and launch angles and as a science guy, I find it intriguing, but
I mean, those guys like Mike Trout, hitting 118 miles an hour velocity. I mean, who wants to be in front of that line drive?
I know, it's scary.
Especially if a pitcher gets that in the head.
Kotke, the center fielder, struck out twice for the Pirates, steps in there, fouls one back.
Oh.
No, I mean, it's interesting, all these measurables. The game is, baseball is a game of numbers and statistics, but it's becoming even more so. I just remember the old Sporting News, and I don't remember if that was a weekly publication, but the Sporting News, you would go to the back pages and they had unbelievable statistics for every batter and every situation, and that was 30 years ago. I don't even know if it's a publication anymore.
Yeah, the Sporting News, I think it is. And I think it used to be weekly, because there wasn't that many out. Now, geez, you can get anything you want. I go to the Journal Sentinel every day.
I do too.
On my phone.
I'm a subscriber, and
I used to get frustrated when I used my 10 free articles up.
Trouble. Van Meter.
Boy.
Good job out there, Dawson. That was
I thought the wind was going to take that a little bit.
It had a little bit of a bend to it. It came back.
And then I thought it turned him around when he started coming around, but nice play.
2 down as Kotke lines out to right field to Van Meter. Connor, the teen, singled and scored, and grounded out to short his first 2 times up, and good stop.
I was just going to say, has anybody let him go to the backstop yet?
No.
Even Wyatt did a nice job back there.
Popped up.
Riley should.
Reynolds in fair ball territory.
And that's 3 outs. He only faced 4 batters.
That's okay. We'll take it. So the Pirates failed to score in the top of the 5th, put 1 runner on and strand him.
Well, I think this is the inning that
This is going to do it.
has to do it. Make or break inning here. Because I would think the pitch count for this young man for Grantsburg has got to be okay.
Do both dugouts do pitch counts, or?
They did. They do. But it was nice at Mauston, because they had it on, or not Mauston, Shell Lake.
Oh,
They've got it right on the board.
They had an automatic spot for it. Interesting.
But otherwise, you see like Scotty Hafes from Webster, walk into the dugout. How many you got? And I said, I got. Walk back between every, inning.
Well, I mean, that's a good way so you don't get into a situation where, a team thinks, well, I've got 8 more pitches, and whoops, no, you only got 3 pitches.
Yep. Well, you got to do it if that's the way it is.
But who takes precedence on that? The home is responsible for that, or
I would think each is responsible for your own, but
in terms of a disagreement, who settles it?
Well, I'll find out tonight when I ask Coach Humpel.
There you go. There you go. It seems to me we had that come up last year at Grantsburg, if I'm not mistaken. There was a one-pitch difference.
Unless they go to the, I think they keep balls and strikes in the book.
But, I mean, there's a lot of 2-strike swings
that's right.
foul balls,
yeah.
so I shouldn't say there's a lot, but there's bound to be a few. So.
Yep.
Well, here we go. Let's get him started. Got your rally cap on?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Wyatt Jensen steps in.
I didn't even wear my Brewer stuff. I wore red stuff today.
Attaboy. Wyatt singled and scored in the first and hit a ball to left center. Yeah, they're playing him to pull. They got that center fielder in left center. Ball is high. I don't know if Aunt Jackie is tuned in over there. I don't have access to
That's the only part.
knowing who's on.
I love this whole technology, but I miss seeing who's on and who's not on.
I got to believe that Aunt Jackie has joined us and will probably be with us tomorrow for the games.
Well, I think it's really important here for Wyatt to get on base with 3-4 good hitters behind him.
There he is. Ooh, just foul. Boy, that was about a 16 inches foul down the third baseline.
Boy, this freshman is strong. I mean, he hits the ball well. He throws very well. By the time he's a senior, he's going to have a gun.
Good eye.
I think all the luck coaches are licking their chops for next year. I mean, not that this year's over, but
Yeah.
football and basketball
That's right.
and baseball again.
Yeah. Ooh.
I looked a bit inside.
I'm sure that's what Wyatt thought too, but unfortunately the man in blue thought otherwise.
Don't be an Ian Desmond and get the boot.
Well, Gage steps in. Not two for two. He's 1 for 1. He walked and scored in the first and hit a home run last time up over the left field wall.
I thought if there was a home run, I'd go to right center, because that's kind of how the wind I thought was blowing.
Hi. You know who planted all those nice
I'm going
pine
to say biology class.
Yeah, you bet. That was Earth Day. That was the 20th anniversary of Earth Day, 1990. We planted those pines with the idea that we were going to have, you wouldn't remember when the Braves came to Milwaukee, they had, there was a clump of woods in center field before they enclosed the stadium, at County Stadium. That was called Perini's Woods. Lou Perini, I think, was the GM that...
Ooh, call that one a strike too.
Yeah, I don't know. So we've got some woods, but unfortunately, there's enough greenery right in dead center to give you a batter's eye. That was my plan. Get that nice dark green foliage back there. You get a chance to pick it up coming out of the pitcher's
Well, he got the walk later than sooner.
Base on balls for Gage. think they're pitching around him, but now they got to face Levi. Levi can take anybody deep.
Yep.
Levi has doubled.
He will play at a higher level baseball someday.
Yeah, I think he will. I really believe he will.
I think right now, I think he's a Division II player, but again, he's only a junior, so another year, maybe D1.
He's down. He's safe. Stolen base for Gage.
Accurate, but not quite far enough.
We don't have a duck on second. We've got a cardinal on second.
Yep.
See if we can bring him home here now. Make a little run at the Grantsburg lead.
Jeepers,
he
this
picked
kid.
that one, huh?
I thought that the minute I saw it hit the dirt, this one's going to the screen.
Nope.
He's doing an excellent job back there. Wow.
Nope.
Boy, who would you give a gold glove to in this league for catching?
Well, is the gold glove just given on the basis of
Just the
defense? It doesn't take into account any offensive
No.
stats? Okay.
No.
Well, I'm prejudiced. I'd give it to number 5 up here at the plate.
I'm sure you would get some argument.
Coach Washburn might have something to say about that.
That's the one I was thinking of. I think, and John Wheel's a good catcher, but I think Levi and Gustafson are just
Stolen base.
a hair, one more tier up. And that's not slighting anybody.
Well, what is the destination for those Webster kids? Are they all committed to play ball next year someplace?
Oregon State for Washburn.
For Jack, yeah.
Virginia for Hunter Rosenbaum.
Really? He's going to Uva?
Yeah, he got a full ride.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And then I had heard Division II for Hunter Gustafson, like North Dakota or something like that.
Well, that sounds
Not many small schools are going to have 2 D1s and a D2.
Absolutely.
And Webster dropped down to D4 this
That's
year.
right. Stolen base.
Boy, he's
Get
better
out,
get
get out,
going.
get out.
He's better get going.
Shortstop, 6-2. Throws him out. Levi goes to third. But that's the second out. You hate to make those outs at the plate.
Oh, that's 2 outs at the plate. Again, I'm not so sure.
When he was coming down, he knew he could have.
Again, Grantsburg was ready for that. The shortstop came in and cut that off, and they were playing for that.
When's the last time you seen that?
They, give Pete's crew all the credit in the world. They're executing,
Yeah.
and that's
And he, I didn't think he got a good jump off of third either. And then it looked like he was running in quicksand for the first 2 or 3 steps.
that's what they used to say about my speed. My speed was deceiving. I was slower than I looked. Ooh, foul ball off the instep. Now Riley could help the cause here. Do a repeat of his Turtle Lake performance.
Get a half a slammer. Gee, now that looked good.
He's a tall kid. He's got high knees.
Foul ball.
Levi down there on third, having a conversation with Coach Humple. Ooh, fouled back. Out of play. Riley stays alive.
I believe it's full. If I'm
Yes,
not
it is.
mistaken.
Full count.
That was a good job taking that, swinging at that strike. You don't want to just go up there and take it. Got called out.
Well, you got to protect the plate in this situation. When in doubt. There it is. There it is.
Well, now both runners that have been thrown out at home, the guy's gotten a hit behind them. So
Isn't that something? Wow. Fourth run for the Cardinals.
well, I get Riley running, so that way Henry's hit would score another one.
Do you think they're going to send Riley?
No.
No. Hendrickson, Derek left fielder, singled and popped out to second.
I'd make sure he knows that contact you're running.
That's it. There's two down. Running on contact. Boy, he's close.
And the Grantsburg pitcher does not look like he's tiring at all.
No, he's doing a nice job. I'm impressed. I like the way he throws with his whole body. I mean, he's real fluid, not herky-jerky, and looks like he gets a lot of leverage. Popped up.
That's high, so you never know in high school.
Second baseman, second time. Puts Hendrickson in the book. Out number 3. But the Cardinals come up with a run. Levi Jensen scores as the Cardinals cut the Grantsburg lead to 2, 6-4. Grantsburg coming to bat, top of number 6.
Well, the top of the order will have one more shot anyway. For luck.
Yep.
They can keep Grantsburg off the scoreboard.
We got Wyatt on the mound. Wyatt now pitching for the Cardinals.
So, do you know why the Rooster went to Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I think I'm going to find out in a minute. No, I don't know why.
He wanted to see the chicken strip.
Okay.
Javon, you're doing all you can not to laugh.
Well,
I figured it had to be okay to say because my wife told me she doesn't like dumb jokes.
okay.
Usually like if you say it. Yeah.
Bob Peterson is the father of dumb jokes, and he would probably lay claim to that with great pride, but
Well, it seems to be.
Well, you can be one step ahead of him and tell him that one.
Yeah.
Well, if the Cardinals can get out of here 1, 2, 3, and
yeah,
the
keep chipping away.
bottom of the order can set the table for the top of the order because they've been hitting the ball hard just at somebody.
Chipping away, chipping away.
Boy, that umpire, he's got to be pretty happy with these two catchers in front of him, huh?
Yeah, he's been
Well protected.
out of harm's way, to be sure. Boy, the Brewers for a while, God, they were taking those home plate umps out just on a daily basis.
3 of
seemed
them,
like.
wasn't it?
My
3 of them in
goodness.
2 weeks.
Holy moly.
Boy, they those guys take a hit.
Dane Jensen, number 25, second baseman. Scored twice. And is 2 for 3. 2 singles. Scored twice.
Yeah, they're top to middle of the order have done a nice job.
Oh, there's a nice. That's a good way to get started.
Wow.
Wyatt throwing strikes, throwing BBs. It's a nice change of pace. It looks like his velocity is a little bit quicker than
Well, give Merlin credit. He threw strikes, he got some outs, held them scoreless.
Yeah, he did a good job. Absolutely.
It looked like he almost ducked into that one.
It was a breaking ball. Excuse my cough.
Ooh, boy, did he go after that one, huh?
That's McKinley, number 10, their pitcher. Walked and scored, struck out, and grounded to second. 0 for 2 officially. Done a nice job pitching, though. He's really done a nice job.
I get a kick out of my wife when a pitcher bats and they swing at a bad one. They should know the strike zone. Better than anybody.
Knowing it is one thing.
But trying to react to a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
I kind of look at his hands.
Although the Brewery pitchers for a while were doing quite well.
Must be. Doesn't have a second.
They started off 8-2. I thought, boy, these young pitchers.
Yeah. We got something going, but
Peralta and Burns have been a big letdown.
it's tough to pitch in the majors with only 2 pitches as a starter. You can get by as a relief pitcher with 2 pitches, I think, but you got to have 3 pitches, and 4 makes you even better if you can change speeds. Foul ball. McKinley's looking at a full count here with 1 out.
I mean, what happened to Corbin Burns from last year to this year?
I don't know. And I'm sure that he's asking himself that question. What's the problem here?
I wonder if it's probably about that armor.
There it is. 2 swinging strikeouts in a row.
I got a kick at how well the pitchers started hitting for the Brewers. Boy, they were
They were ripping the ball.
better than Aguilar and Shaw. And
Yeah, they've struggled.
Ashley Shaw, some of his swings are so weak.
David Nelson, right fielder. Bats left and throws left. He's made some nice plays out in right field.
That one on Levi that was slicing away from him.
Popped out to short.
Well, Luck hasn't put the ball in play as much as Grantsburg has.
No, they haven't.
No, I know, I'm agreeing.
Low.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before this inning, in 5 innings,
Boy,
trouble.
you better get
there,
going.
Dawson.
Wow.
Whoa. Dawson.
I didn't think he was going to do it.
We're still in the
Dawson ran down that well-hit ball to right field.
After that first inning where he looked really shaky out there, he's done a nice job. But Luck's got to get the sticks going.
Come to home 6.
The bottom part of the order has not done much for getting on base or scoring runs. They've scored none. Only the top 3 batters have scored runs for the Cards.
The bottom 4 hitters in the lineup have had 4 strikeouts. No, 6 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strikeouts.
That needs to change right now.
We got a new pitcher. Is that Thor?
That's Thor. He had a hard time throwing strikes the last time.
Thor is in to finish up tonight's ball game. Maybe we can find a way to
He
get
definitely
some runners.
doesn't have the velocity that the other pitcher had, that's for sure. But the key thing is throw strikes and have your fielders make the plays.
McKinley moves to short or third. I think he's playing third. McKinley's now playing third. No, that's short. I'm trying to figure out that that's their center fielder behind second. And let's see, 25 is now playing first. He played second. He moves to first.
That's what I thought. Short to second to first. Look. And first to pitch.
And pitcher, and pitcher to short. Everybody just kind of
rotate.
Moves up. That's it.
Kind of like 7-Up or whatever that was. We
used to call that scrub or work up. We used to call it scrub.
That's what work up.
First batter for scrub.
These guys.
I don't know why we called it scrub, but
I don't either. I'm trying to think.
That's what we called it.
That was maybe for the second team or something, the scrubs.
All right, Karoon, come on down. Get her started here for the Cardinals. Inside, takes the ball.
Well, if you're ever going to hit a pitcher, because he's not high velocity, this is an opportunity.
Ooh. Took one for the team. Hit by pitch.
Well, of all the guys to hit, him and Van Meter are the guys to hit, I suppose.
Speaking of Van Meter, Dawson steps in after making that fine play in right field and the Grantsburg threat last inning.
That's going to be a fair ball. Goes through his legs.
Right through the 5-hole. Wow.
That's the second time that's happened.
That's got to be an E6.
5.
Oh, I'm sorry, E5. Shortstop is 6.
I don't know why that is. I've always argued that, even when I was a little kid. Why don't you just go right in order?
That makes too much sense.
Well, here comes
Braden up. Looking to put down a bunt. Unsuccessful in his first attempt. Strike 1. Braden has struck out and walked in his 2 attempts at the plate. Need to get something going here, Dennis. We need to get something cooking.
Well, they got her cooking right now. It's whether they can finish boiling the pot.
Whoa. Sacrifice, runners move up.
That almost was a disaster, Marty.
Yes, it was.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because now you got, the tying run at second.
Well, it takes away the
infield fly rule.
Infield fly rule. It takes away the double play, as that runner does not have to go.
Merlin wanted the lead.
He was swinging for the downs, as old Dizzy Dean used to say.
Buckets. It was a good-looking cut, too.
Ooh.
That was a nice pitch. I don't know if he wasn't ready for it or what.
He still couldn't believe he missed the first one. And
yeah, he's still kicking himself.
There he goes.
He pulled. Nice tag by the first baseman.
Well played by that first baseman, knowing that he had to make the tag. He was off the base. Cardinals score a run.
And ever the tie at third with leadoff hitter. That's a fielder's choice. Okay, well, he's hit
Here
the
we go,
ball hard.
Wyatt.
Now
Here
he's
we go, Wyatt. Here's your chance. You got the mound here.
Yeah, you can get yourself a hit and a win all at the same time.
Absolutely.
Here's a kid who's a good hitter, so you have to be patient because he's used to faster velocity, and he might chase one.
Yeah, he's got to be patient. Discipline at the plate.
Well, so far he's been excellent. Well, he's a smart enough player to know that he'd be the winning run. If he got to first, he'd steal, get to second, and you got Gage and Levi behind him. So it's he knows how important it is to get on that base.
High. Ball 3. 3 balls. No strikes. 1 out. Bottom of inning number 6. Cardinals trail by 1.
I want to say there's 2 outs, Marty.
Is there 2 outs? Yes, there are. I looked at the scoreboard rather than my book.
All right, there's the base on balls. And he's going to go on the first pitch. And that's exactly what Pete's telling him. Now, do you keep him 1 pitch?
I tell you, you got Gage at the plate. Dawson stays at third.
You bet. Anything else, I'm going to have to go down and ring.
We'll take this into litigation.
There he goes, and it's a good pitch to go on as it was in the dirt.
Perfect pitch to go on. All right, a little bingo here means 2. We got Wyatt at second.
And that would mean they would be 3 outs away.
We've got Dawson at third. I think that's ball 2.
Well, again, he's got to have patience, just like Wyatt showed.
Yeah, you got Levi backing you up here. Oh, he
wanted the lead.
He didn't
make no bones about that.
He didn't hold back on that swing at all.
But it's almost like, does he have enough velocity? He's really going to have to hit that ball hard to get it out of here.
Trouble.
No, just too high. He dropped it.
There it is, and the Cardinals play 2 runs and take the lead. Do you believe it, Dennis?
No, I don't. I thought he had it.
He should have had it.
And it popped right out. I thought it was going to be called an out, to be honest with you, Marty.
E9, you got to give him an error on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Cardinals take the lead.
And a smart play by Gage to stay at first. I can't believe it popped out. He had it. Well, he's going to steal.
Oh, Levi takes one for the team. Moves Gage to second. And Riley Reynolds, with 2 runners aboard, steps in.
Boy, just a little bit of bingo. Would you have them steal to see if they you got some good speed on the base?
I tell you, if there's like that, I was going to say, if there's a pitch that is in the dirt and outside, I think I would have my runners going. But,
and also if he gets 1 or 2 strikes on him.
Yeah. Ooh. He's in there.
Wait, what is that?
There's the double. He wiped him out. He's not getting up either, Marty.
Yeah, he just absolutely went up for a high throw, and Gage basically undercut him.
Yeah, no miss, no.
No, there was no malicious.
No.
Nothing was out of the ordinary. It was just
And his body was fully extended.
high throw, and he went up and got the ball, which was
You know, and if he doesn't, that's in left field. Another run's going to score. So nice job by the young man to catch the ball and bring it down.
What was it about? It's a
Well, so we've got.
He's not going to continue. He's not going to continue.
Oofta.
And he's being helped off by two people. This is where two players need to run out and help him.
who's in it.
Well, we got runners on second and third now. It'll be interesting to see. Looks like number 29 is going to come in and play third base. 29 is Ben Johnson.
The DH. He looks like he's in pain, Marty.
Yeah.
I mean, he just did not get up.
Oh, you're just helpless.
Yeah, I mean, he was totally extended as high as he could. And Gage just slid into the base where, you know, it's...
Yep, that's definitely player.
Giving a third baseman here a chance to.
Yeah, you'd hate to have him make a throw across the field right now, but that's what he should be doing. He's just throwing it to the pitcher's mound. Maybe they'll give him a couple to first. He's just warming up, maybe.
I got to believe time is out here. This is not, the ball isn't live. This is just to give him an opportunity to get himself ready.
I think he wants him to throw. I'm not going to let him throw any to first. That kind of surprises me.
Yeah.
That's a long throw.
2 outs. Well, here we go. Runners at second and third. Runnels at the plate.
Now he doesn't even have to hit a home run, Marty. He
No.
needs to get out in the outfield.
Put it in play.
You want some insurance runs now. Now it's in play. And nice play.
Yeah, 6-3. Ends the inning. But the Cardinals put 3 runs on the board.
Well, they're just 3 outs away.
Did someone just make it home?
They get 3 outs, they win the ball game. That's not what we thought here a few minutes ago.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something how fortunes can flip just that quick? Coming up for Grantsburg here in the top of the 7th, we've got cleanup hitter Johnson, followed by Anderson, followed by Quimby.
4, 5, 6.
Wow.
It was on first.
What a turn of events.
Catch it though. So Gage went home.
You just don't know, do you? You just don't know. And the Grantsburg kids had played so well.
They have.
So well in the field, and then that one big costly error.
I thought he had it. I was worried they were...
I think he thought he had it too.
I
really
think
did.
I was kind of worried they were going to say, no, he dropped it on the exchange, but there was no exchange because it was 2
it
outs.
was out.
So Levi was at second, Gage was at third to end the inning.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-6. 7-6 with the Pirates coming to bat in the top of inning number 7. Wow.
Just 3 outs away. And Wyatt has pitched well since coming in. Both relief pitchers have done well.
Thor up the middle.
Right up the middle.
Coach's kid comes through. Leads off with a single.
He struggled at the bat all night tonight with a strikeout, a 3 unassisted, and a 4-3, and then he goes and lines a nice base hit up the middle. Well, he's the pitcher that's at record, so maybe he's thinking, I don't want this loss.
Strike. Luke Anderson steps in, left fielder number 11. Has singled and scored, walked and struck out. Ooh, that was a high pitch. That was up in his eyes, and he drills it into left field. Pirates say, we're not done yet.
No. But look at the bright side. The infield fly rule's in effect.
There we go. We got to look at that. Quimby.
And neither one of these hits have been cheapies. They have.
No, they've been solid. They've been ripping. Where was that one?
You know, that's what I thought. You're the one that said he's so perfect.
I don't know. Infield fly? Oh, it was foul.
Yeah, those are the ones you got to catch.
Yep. You give him an extra bat.
Yep. Because then you catch it, you sprint back to first to see if, make sure he doesn't get to third on a tag up. Should have been caught.
It definitely was catchable. There's no question about it. And I don't know if he was already processing the, what am I going to do next before putting it in the web.
Because I don't think he was worried about the fence at all.
No. Quimby stays alive. 2 runners on, runner in first and second. Nice bunt. Nice bunt. Well thrown, boy.
Good thing he's got a strong arm.
Quimby sacrifices runners to second and third with 1 out. And Ben Johnson now playing third base.
Well, he was the DH, so it's not like it's a fresh start to bat anyway.
Nope. He had a double, a single.
No, they're going to go to Gage. They're going to go to the race. And they're hoping for 2 strikeouts. Switching gloves, I believe.
Getting rid of his fielder's glove for his pitching glove.
Yeah. A little smaller. Not too many people had 2 different gloves when I played. They had one glove whether it was ragtag from a garage sale or holiday.
Holiday gloves. That's what my wife played with, a holiday glove.
So she wasn't very good.
Well,
Usually if you had a holiday glove, that was a rule to cut you.
she was... I mean, my wife is naturally a fairly good athlete, but, in her day, there was no female...
That's right, yeah, no female sports.
Athletes. She talks about her tryout for the swim team. She was a good swimmer, and the swimming coach at Madison West wanted her to...
Is that where she went to high school?
She started at West and then finished at Memorial. Memorial opened, and then when Memorial opened, she was the first class to graduate from Madison Memorial. But anyway, at Madison West, the coach had her jump in a pool, and she swam, but on a diagonal because the chlorine bothered her eyes, so she couldn't keep her eyes open to follow the lane.
So she's the reason they put the ropes down, huh?
So her big Olympic swim dreams went up in smoke because she couldn't keep her eyes open to follow the lane lines in the pool. So
Well, I swim like a rock.
well,
I thought a human body had buoyancy, but not me. Holy buckets. Well, here we go.
this is huge. This is huge for the Cardinals, and it's obviously big for the Grantsburg Pirates as well. I mean, they've got 1 win in the conference. This would really be a feather in their hat to come into luck and knock off the Cardinals. But oh man, there it is. There it is.
That's not what you wanted. First pitch in the dirt and gets by. The only pass ball of the night.
Wow. That's too bad. And the runner from second gets to third, so 1 run in.
Still only 1 out.
Still only 1 out, and the runner on third.
Don't get in your head.
That's going to be his a wild pitch.
Pitch is high, ball 2. Oh, base hit under the glove of the third baseman. That scores another one.
Well, they take the lead, 8-7.
And the Pirates rally in the top of the 7th to take the lead. 8-7.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they had in mind when they brought the closer in.
No. Grantsburg kids
They've swung the bat.
have shown a lot of resiliency here. They answered the challenge. I think that's a ball. It's hard to see.
Yeah, that
up
was
here.
a ball up there, that one.
We don't have the best angle in terms of the umpire calls.
Just like behind. There you'll do right above.
Boy,
Was that a strike?
no. I think he flips his hand to say it's outside, and sometimes it looks like a
To
strike.
me, that, I guess that was a strike, or otherwise he'd be
Yeah.
going to first.
I heard him go, right.
Coach Johnson flashing the signs down to Johnson at first. Fouled off. Count goes full, I think.
Yes.
This would be a big K if we could put this in the book.
Strike him out, throw him out.
Yeah, strike him out. Throw him out. Got him. He was out by a mile and a half.
Strike him out, throw him out, Marty.
You called it, big guy.
Did you just put on the yeah. I guess nobody pays attention to the thing.
Wow. And so,
The saga continues.
and remember, saga spelled backwards is a gas.
Oh, there you go. Well, they got the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters. Not a very promising.
Well, we just have to get it done. Find a way.
They set the table for the top of the order last time, and Dominic scored and
And Dawson.
So, well, let's see if they can do it again.
We got Hendrickson. Derek coming to plate unless we pinch hit here. I
don't foresee anybody coming in pinch hitting. I think Derek might be the 4th best hitter.
Derek's mom working in the concession stand with Nancy Hunter.
Well, you got to give Nancy credit. You know, her kid's long gone now, and she's still doing it. So
Yeah.
a lot of times when the kids go, you don't see the parents longer.
This is Derek. Derek running her home because it's
That was a good throw down by the catcher.
the last one.
Well, this is it.
Unless we just get one run.
Well, that's true. One run ties it. Need 2 to win.
Can be done.
Home half of the 7th, Hendrickson.
The key is to get the leadoff on. And
Ball one.
I think you're going to see a very patient Luck team up here now. They're going to look for some walks to get the table set.
Get some runners.
Oh,
Line drive. Third baseman makes the play. L5 for the out. Caroon steps in, down.
well, he hit the ball. That's all you can ask.
Dom is struck out, reached on an error, and was hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th inning. Popped up.
Well, we've seen what this.
Shortstop. Oh! That's
The left fielder called him off. That's Luke Anderson. That'll be an error.
E7. There's your runner. Any way you get there. Dawson Van Meter.
Well, You gonna give him a strike or two before you send the runner? Or?
Dawson reached on an error and
Got a
scored
nice
last
lead.
inning. Ooh, nice swing. He's going up there hacking. He's not going to be looking at stuff. We're up here to rip it.
I'd get that guy to second if he's got any speed at all. He's got a very nice lead. He could go another. His head was looking at Humple before he swung the ball.
Yeah, he was way, way out front of that pitch.
Ooh, boy, way over that one.
Down to our last hoorah as Dawson Van Meter strikes out, swinging.
Yeah, and he struck out. Is this Braden is up? He struck out twice in a sacrifice.
Get in a hole. That should do it.
And it is.
And so the Cardinals come back in the home sixth to take the lead, only to see it evaporate as Grantsburg scores in the seventh.
And you got to remember that 2 outs at the plate. 2 guys thrown out.
Yep,
Once on a
that's
suicide and the other on a double steal.
So the Pirates notch another conference win in the West Lakeland Conference, their second win.
One of the most improved teams of the year by far.
Solid performance in the field, solid performance at the plate. They made a couple of errors, but showed a lot of character to come back after falling behind and getting the win. That's a nice win for the Pirates, and I'm sure that Coach Johnson and the Pirates can be very happy with their performance tonight.
Well, they'll be back here tomorrow. They also played 2 games here, or at least 1.
Oh, is Grantsburg part of the Invitational too?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that. And yes, for those of us,
Maybe not. Maybe it's Bruce and Central and
Luck.
a three round.
But anyway, tomorrow we will be on at approximately 9 a.m. as the Cardinals will be hosting a little mini tournament here on Saturday. So please join us at 9 o'clock as the Cardinals, I think, open with St. Croix Central.
They do.
At 9 a.m. So any last thoughts tonight, Dennis?
Well, it was a disappointing loss for the Luck Cardinals, but a jubilant win for the Pirates. It works both ways. In all the sports, it's only 500. Half the teams win, half the teams lose. So
Yeah, it's a 50-50 proposition. So, but Pete Johnson, I think, can feel very proud of his kids today.
absolutely. So, all right. Well, we'll see you in the morning.
All right, good enough. Final score here from Luck: Grantsburg 8, Cardinals 7.